Before you go any further, anyone who still hasn't seen Avengers Endgame, be warned. This video is definitely full of spoilers. This is your last warning. So if you haven't seen it yet and don't want to know revealing information about the film, turn back now. In this video, I will discuss why Scarlett Johansson's superhero can't escape her origins from the Marvel Cinematic Universe's early days. What happened with her in the latest Avengers films and the eventual death and sacrifice of her character for the greater good of getting all the Infinity Stones and contributing to Tony Stark's snap and the saving of the universe. Let's get started. When the Marvel Cinematic Universe first introduced Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow, it left no ambiguity as to what audiences were supposed to make of her. She instantly reduces both Tony Stark and Happy Hogan to useless little nothings. Natasha Romanoff was a former KGB assassin, a world-class martial artist, and apparently a gifted hacker. It was clear that she was definitely just more of a sex object. Tony has a conversation with Pepper Potts where Tony asks where she's from. She is from legal, she responds, and she's potentially a very expensive sexual harassment lawsuit if you keep ogling her like that, Pepper replies. While they're talking, Black Widow disarms Happy in a mock fighting bout with her signature fighting move, gripping his neck between her thighs and squeezing tight. As Tony Googles her, an image of Romanoff posing in black lingerie on a white fur rug pops up on screen. After Black Widow walks away with her notarized documents, he offers his final verdict: I want one. The MCU has come a long way and really has a much perfected formula these days, but with Black Widow, the MCU seemed stuck. She'd been conceived in a different time when it was sufficient for women to be sidekicks and decoration. An era where the former Marvel CEO, like Mar-a-Lago cabinet Perlmutter, could block Black Widow merchandise because he didn't think girls' toys would sell. Though Black Widow is a fantastic assassin and a courageous Avenger, she seemed endlessly cast as a foil to the male superheroes, rather than being a compelling character on her own. And as Avengers Endgame proved, not even in her final moments would Romanoff get to be the star. Her death was an act of sacrifice for Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye, and to one in which Black Widow instantly calculated that his wife and children made his life worth more than her own. I very much enjoyed Avengers Endgame as much as the hundreds of millions of other people who saw it over the past weeks. Despite some holes in the story, such as Loki stealing the Tesseract and jumping into a portal to parts unknown, the wanky treatment of the whole time travel thing, and its questionable showing of exactly how physically strong the Mad Titan Thanos really is in the MCU. There were some shocked fans on how casually the MCU was able to send off its founding female character in the MCU, even as it put Gwyneth Paltrow's Pepper in an Iron Man suit and let Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie ride a winged horse. Was this really the best Marvel could do for Black Widow, a character who starred in the MCU for almost a decade, a fall off a cliff, followed by 30 screen seconds of gentle grief from the men who'd apparently loved her the most? Black Widow died as she lived, being manipulated by Marvel to add size and stature to the more relevant male characters, or so it seems. She made Captain America kiss her in a shopping mall during the Winter Soldier to distract two nearby Hydra agents, an act that teased fans and made the dedicated and reliable Cap seem relatively vulnerable. She had a well-established, non-romantic, but only slightly fleshed out history with Hawkeye that really didn't go anywhere until his family showed up. As she had a growing relationship with Bruce Banner, the only Avenger who could manage to get him out of Hulk mode with murmurs and hand-holding, which really didn't mean much anyway in the end, he says she's really gone and he really tried to get her back, but we never see any of that anyway. There were other humiliating acts done to her character over the years as well. In the first Avengers movie, Loki calls Black Widow a mewling quim, a very old-fashioned term for female genitalia that should be only used in Scrabble or some other weird word game. That same year, in the middle of the Age of Ultron press tour, Chris Evans and Jeremy Renner were in an interview where they characterized Romanoff as a slut and a whore. While Evans did eventually apologize, Renner later went on Conan and doubled down. In the current MCU, it seems she was always written with the men around her at the center of attention, and this might be justly so, honestly, with the popularity of the Marvel characters to think about during these films' tenure, which might be why Romanoff had to die, and why the long-awaited Black Widow standalone movie will likely be a prequel. It's kind of hard to trust someone when you don't know who that someone really is. Captain America tells Black Widow in the Winter Soldier, "Who do you want me to be?" she replies. With the men of the MCU around, writers never seemed willing or able to shape Black Widow in her own image. Without them, she might actually get to emerge as a character in her own right. What do you think of Black Widow's demise in the MCU? And what is your favorite memory of her throughout all the Marvel films? Is a Black Widow standalone movie worth watching anymore since we already know her eventual death in the latest Marvel film, Avengers Endgame? Let me know what you think of this video, and if you enjoyed it, please leave me your comments, likes, and subscribe if you enjoy my content. Have a good day, everybody, and come back for much more new content soon.